I don't know if this will be a constant thing. Man, I'm breaking out bad. Um, this is gonna be a vlog style, just something to wrap my mind around, um, or to distract my mind from the ongoing issues of what is a homeowner. I don't know if I'll continue this, but for now, I might as well just share some of the frustration. I'm just gonna start a vlog just to talk about the struggles of being a homeowner and some of the things that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm frustrated. I'm hoping maybe people can relate, maybe people will understand. And this isn't a call for help, like I'm not asking. It's more or less just sharing my experiences. So the and I'm gonna have to give context for this. So in the Maryland, PG County, if you buy a home and you're trying to renovate, fix up some stuff, right? I know you got to pull permits for certain things, and sure, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, and it's expensive. It's in my opinion an unnecessary expense. I would much rather notify somebody so that they can enforce properly. But why do I have to pay for the permit like that? Just if I'm gonna pay for a person to come in, a tradesman to come do the job, then I have to pay an inspector to check the job. Why do I need to pay for permission? It's we already get taxed on our homes. You never stop paying after the house is paid off, and you still end up having to pay more because you're trying to fix up the land or fix up the property. I mean, Jesus Christ. So here's the situation. The project I started out with on my home was to renovate the basement. It flooded, and soon after we took all the drywall out, the insulation, the studs, everything was just molded over. I mean, the previous owner just completely neglected the home. So, okay, it went from replacing drywall to replacing the studs. And I saw the open space and I thought, you know what, this is an opportunity to change it up, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, let's open this space up more. Let's enclose this as a separate space, and it's just been frustrating because the neglection of the house was mostly because the sump pump failed, right? So I replaced the sump pump, and I had it pushing out of the side of the house. I didn't realize it was going into the neighbor's yard. Not only did the neighbor make the complaint, right? I'm not faulting the neighbor, but the neighbor didn't. But the neighbor complained to my contractor, who didn't even bother to tell me, who didn't notify me, who didn't bring it up to my attention that my neighbor is complaining. Like, come on. And then the city inspection team comes out and they see it and they notice that I'm doing renovations. So then they called the county inspection and then they basically cited me for not getting permits to do drywall. I didn't know you need to get a building permit to do that because they're talking about the integrity of the building. And it's as silly as it sounds, right? I get it, the concern for the structure integrity, right? But we're talking about walls being cinder block, foundation, and all that jazz. It just dealing with probably my biggest gripe about homeowner is when you own a house, you also inherit the responsibility to not only pull permits for the modifications of your house, right? I'm not talking about new ones, but to do even repairs for your house. And I just think that is so stupid. A lot of people I've come to grow up with in Maryland do this quietly. And I now I understand now how much of a pain in the ass it is to do this, to do house renovations. It's no wonder people do it quietly under the radar. The amount of money that goes behind it just to get the permits is insane. And I know you might be thinking, well, if you have the money for a house, you should be able to have the money for, renovating. And while I would normally almost agree with you that it shouldn't be this convoluted, I'm frustrated. It's annoying that I can't modify my home that I purchased. And the most irritating thing that I was told by the county inspection, right? by people who work in it and people who enforce these codes and laws. We need these up to date because it's for the safety of everybody. Then why the hell don't they ever do any kind of background research on any house that gets sold? Like, you would think, if you're going to protect the people, then why would you go after the person who bought it and not the person selling it? You put the responsibility on the buyer, not the seller? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I'm just an angry. Maybe I'm just angry and lashing out or expressing my frustration and not really knowing what's the purpose of a county inspection team that's supposed to be looking out for the citizens that buy property, buy homes. Maybe I'm not crazy, but it's ever so frustrating. And I don't think that it's fair that the homeowner has to be responsible for the mistakes that the previous owners didn't amend. I didn't know that the basement had flooded so badly. I can't just go knocking drywall to see the mold. I didn't know that the house didn't have permits because nobody has ever educated me on where to find out how to know the history of the house. A lot of the rules, at least in my county, are just insane. It's no wonder people do it under the radar. It's no wonder people don't ever report or ask for permits to do things. It's because nobody wants to pay the money and nobody wants to deal with the crap that comes with it. Granted, I'll be very upfront about it. I was trying to hide a lot of the stuff. Look, let's face facts. I was trying to hide it, but now that I'm told what I need, because now I'm working with the system, and I mean, to give credit, I've got a field inspector who's been gracious enough to answer my calls, and his field supervisor even attempting to help me with some of this problems. But it is just so irritating to deal with the laws and rules about why you need a permit, why you need to pay for this and that, and you can't notify the county or the city or the state or whoever regulates the housing laws here of how to, on whoever regulates the laws of renovating and all that. You can't just notify them. No, you have to pay for permits to then get passed. And instead of them taking that out of the county taxes, because it's not like we don't pay our taxes here, we do. We end up having to pay more for an inspection. We have to end up paying for more crap, and it's just, I'm not frustrated about getting caught. I'm frustrated with how the system is designed. It does not work for a homeowner, for somebody trying to just enjoy their home. It's the first home, and no one should ever have to go through this many problems. And it's no wonder nobody ever reports this. Nobody ever reports this. And rather than, I mean, into a degree, it's kind of the citizens' faults too, because they don't go and advocate for some of these changes, right? We're so concentrated on everything else that we don't realize how our local areas, like for me personally, my county is just it's insane with a lot of rules and regulations that I've never ever thought would be such a problem, but it is. I don't know who may be watching, and if you're as frustrated as me, you're not alone. I know this might sound like I'm a whiny person who just got a house and doesn't want to deal with all this other crap. And I mean, if you bought a house, would you really want to? You bought a house that you didn't know had problems, and you bought it still. Would you really want to be dealing with it? And then now get also told that not only the county inspectors and enforcement are supposed to be helping and protecting the citizens who then buy said houses. They also say that, oh, if you bought it, it's your fault then. It's blatantly your fault. You're responsible. You don't get that option. You don't get to say that, the previous owners neglected it. It's your fault. That ain't right. And again, maybe it's my county, but I'm making this video mostly because I'm tired of it, and I think just something needs to get said. I don't expect this to go live or viral, but I want to start a conversation. So this is me trying. This is me starting one.